In Oymyakon, cold was not a season. It was a ruler. It decided when people woke, when they worked, and sometimes, when they died. The village rested under a sky that looked frozen itself, pale and colorless. The sun appeared only for a few hours each day, weak and distant, like it had forgotten this land. At the edge of the village stood a small, aging wooden cabin. Inside lived Mikhail Petrov. 80 years old. Widowed. Alone, except for his husky. Mikhail had been born here. His father had hunted here. His grandfather had frozen here. The cold ran in his blood as deeply as memory. But even he felt uneasy that morning. The air was too still. Stillness in Siberia was never peace. It was a warning. Koda, his husky, stood near the door, ears twitching. His thick fur rippled as if something unseen brushed against it. "You feel it too," Mikhail muttered, pulling on his gloves. The thermometer outside the window read -58 degrees Celsius. And it was falling. Chapter 2. Memories carved in ice. Mikhail lit the stove and sat slowly, his joints aching like old wood under pressure. He watched the flames dance and remembered a time when this cabin was filled with laughter. His wife, Anna, used to sit where Koda now lay. She had loved winter. She said it made people honest, because in the cold, there was no room for pretending. Anna had died during a harsh winter 10 years ago. Pneumonia. Quick. Silent. After that, the house became colder. Not in temperature, but in spirit. Koda came 2 years later. A small husky pup, abandoned near the village edge. Anna had wanted a dog before she died. Mikhail had named him Koda, meaning friend. And a friend he became. Now, as wind began whispering outside, Mikhail placed an extra log into the stove. The radio crackled. Emergency alert. Arctic front intensifying. Temperatures expected to reach -71 degrees Celsius by nightfall. Residents advised to remain indoors. Mikhail turned it off. He didn't need fear spoken aloud. Chapter 3, When Hunger Walks on Four Legs. The first howl came at dusk. Long. Low. Empty. Koda stood instantly, teeth showing, fur bristling. Mikhail froze. He knew that sound. Wolves. Not one. Not two. A pack. In normal winters, wolves stayed far from humans. But extreme cold changed rules. Hunger erased fear. Mikhail peeked through the frost-covered window. Shadows moved between trees. Eyes glowed, yellow and unblinking. "Not tonight," he whispered. He reached for his rifle. Old, but reliable. Just like him. Snow slammed against the cabin walls as the blizzard arrived fully, wind screaming like something alive and angry. The temperature dropped fast. -62 degrees Celsius. -65 degrees Celsius. -68 degrees Celsius. The world outside vanished into white chaos. Chapter 4, The First Attack. A loud thud shook the door. Koda growled deep in his chest. Mikhail raised the rifle. Another hit. Harder. The door creaked. He fired a shot into the air. The echo vanished instantly, swallowed by the storm. For a moment, silence. Then scratching. Teeth against wood. Mikhail's heart pounded painfully. He had faced wolves before, but never in a storm like this, never at his age. One mistake now meant death. The fire crackled behind him, weak and small. Koda pressed close to his leg. "I'm here," Mikhail whispered, more to himself than the dog. The scratching stopped. Then came a crash from the side window. Glass shattered. Cold exploded into the room like a bomb. Chapter 5, -71 degrees Celsius. The thermometer snapped. The mercury froze solid. -71 degrees Celsius. Mikhail felt it instantly. His breath burned. His fingers stiffened. His beard turned white with ice. A wolf's head pushed through the broken window, jaws snapping. Mikhail fired. The shot struck the wolf's shoulder. It howled and vanished into the storm. But the others surged forward. The door finally gave way. Wood splintered. The wolves entered. 6 of them. Maybe more. Lean. Starving. Desperate. Koda lunged. The cabin became chaos, snow, blood, growls, gunshots. The rifle jammed. Mikhail dropped it. He grabbed a burning log and swung wildly, fire forcing the wolves back for seconds that felt like miracles. But the fire died. The darkness closed in. Chapter 6, The Choice No One Should Make. Mikhail fell to his knees. His body screamed in pain. Koda stood over him, snarling, protecting. The wolves circled. Mikhail's vision blurred. A thought came, cruel and logical. If he opened the back door, Koda could run. A young dog. Strong. Fast. He might survive. Mikhail looked into Koda's eyes. Trust. Pure and complete. No, he whispered. I won't leave you. He wrapped his arms around the husky, pulling him close. Using his own body as a shield. Chapter 7, The Longest Night on Earth. The wolves hesitated. The storm roared. Time stopped meaning anything. Mikhail drifted in and out of consciousness. He dreamed of Anna's hands. Warm. Gentle. He felt Koda's heartbeat against his chest. Still alive. Still fighting. Hours passed. The wolves retreated slowly, one by one, defeated not by strength, but by something they did not understand. Love. The storm weakened. Silence fell. Chapter 8, Morning Light. Light crept through the broken door. Soft. Pale. Beautiful. Mikhail opened his eyes. He was alive. Koda licked his face, whining softly. Pain flooded back, but so did relief. Footsteps approached hours later. A neighbor. A snowmobile. They stared in disbelief. An 80-year-old man and his dog, frozen together, alive at -71 degrees Celsius. Epilogue, What the Cold Could Not Take. Mikhail lost 2 fingers. He lost the cabin. But he did not lose his heart. Now he lives far south, with his son. Koda sleeps beside him every night. And when winter winds howl, Mikhail smiles faintly and whispers. We survived. Not because of strength. Not because of weapons. But because no cold is stronger than loyalty.